Okay, B'siyata D'Shmaya, we're here in Sha'ar HaYichud Tzfat, and we are going to be B'siyata D'Shmaya learning from the B'yam Darkecha on Yanuka. And I felt it's important that maybe we do a little review. I've taught this in the past, but we haven't done it together, to understand what is this period of the year that we're going into right now. There's three different sets of holidays that we have. Right, we have the holidays of Nisan, right, Pesach, Shvi Shel Pesach, Sfirat HaOmer, all the way to Shavuot and Sivan. And then we have the holidays of Tishrei, which we just went through a few months ago, right, Rosh Hashanah, Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Shmini Atzeret. And then what we have, the third set is called Moadim de Rabbanan, the holidays of the rabbis, that the rabbis instituted these holidays. They're not biblical. Well, Purim is borderline, right? Purim made it into the Bible, so to say, into the Tanakh. But the holiday and the way we do it was still a rabbinical institution by Mordechai and Esther at the time. And we have to understand, right? So now in this third set of Moadim de Rabbanan, the rabbinical holidays, we have Chanukah, we have Tu B'Shvat, we have Purim. All of the mitzvot, all of the holidays, the whole purpose of them is to reveal the light of Hashem in the world. The oneness of Hashem. The reality of Hashem in this world. In reality, there's Enod Milvado. Is it quick? Is it quick? What? As long as it's back very quickly, yeah. So all of the holidays are coming to reveal the same thing. Enod milvado. And this is Zechil Etziat Mitzrayim. This is all in remembrance of the Exodus of Egypt. And then there was a big revelation of Emunah. Am Yisrael became a nation and we started to connect. And like David said, Kol mitzvotecha emunah, all of your mitzvot are emunah. Ba Chabakuk ve'imidan al achad. Chabakuk came and put the whole entire Torah on one idea. Tzadik be'emunato yichyeh. Tzadik lives by way of his emunah. So everything that we have in the Torah, all of the mitzvot, all of the holidays, it's one purpose. To increase our emunah and to reveal the light of Hashem in the world. And when the Holy Torah defines Ma'amad Har Sinai, the receiving of the Torah on Mount Sinai, defines it as the root of all of the Torah and all of the mitzvot. And it says that essentially, what is the summary of that whole entire event? Ata horet aladat ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim en od milvado. You made it known and shown that you wanted everybody to understand that Yud-Kei Vav-Kei is Elokim. The transcendent Hashem above this world is what you're experiencing down here in this world. Enod Milvado, there's nothing else. It's all one. So what was the takeaway of receiving the Torah and all the mitzvot? Hashem, you're one. Because this knowledge is everything. It's the root of everything. Like Rashi says, when Hashem gave the Torah, Patach lem shiva rikiim. He opened for them 7 different firmaments. Ukeshem shekara et ha'elyonim, kach kara et ha'tachtonim, v'ra'u shuhu yechidi. Like they saw the upper firmaments, so to the down below, and everybody saw Hashem is one. Therefore it says, Ata horet al hadat, you made it known that I can know, that I can understand. And this revelation of the Yichud, of the oneness of Hashem, was the whole entire purpose of the downfall of Egypt, getting out of Egypt, and the giving of the Torah. And the Ramban, Nachmanides, Rabbeinu Nachman ben Moshe, says, Kavanot kol ha-mitzvot shena'amin be'Elohenu v'nodeh elav shu baranu v'hi kavanat ha-yetzirah. The intention of all of the mitzvot is that we will believe in Hashem we'll give gratitude and admit that Hashem is king over all of us and that He created us. V'hi kavanat yitzira, and this was the whole entire intention of the creation. Why did Hashem create the world? For there to be people to recognize and crown Hashem. That was it. So what's the purpose of all the mitzvot and all the Torah and everything? To do just that. But every holiday has its own shade and light and how we're meant to do that. A different light that's coming down, a different way we're meant to act. The main aspect of every single holiday is the fact that the Jew downloads more godliness into their life. Every single holiday has the same purpose. For you to have more emunah, for you to be closer to Hashem. And at the core, etzem ha'asaga, what are you getting at the core mamash of what are you... It's the same in every mitzvah. It's all the same. And that's the zchut to have a relationship with Hashem and to connect to Hashem. Every mitzvah is doing the exact same thing. And so your whole entire purpose of you in this world, and that's where your soul takes the most delight in doing. You might not feel like it now because you're doing other things that physically feel very pleasurable and everything. But on the side of a soul, what does your soul really take pleasure in? In doing the right thing and connecting to its creator. But every holiday is different, so how do we get different lights? The more you understand what each holiday is and what the Kabbalah and the Chassidut have to teach us about each of these holidays, then you're able to tap into that light, how it's being revealed at that moment, and then you're able to download the light easier. Because again, you're getting into understanding why is it that on Chanukah I have to light candles in a very dark, low down place? What's the inner aspect of that? So that's revealing to you what kind of light of Hashem you're getting in that aspect. Why is it that on Rosh Hashanah I have to be dressed extremely nice and show up to shul and pray for many, many hours and crown Hashem over me? Why is it on Yom Kippur I have to fast? What's being revealed to me in each holiday? So the holidays of Nisan and Tishrei, they're very similar. They begin with a recognition of Hashem and the reality of Hashem's kingship. In Nisan, Pesach, which is the foundation of all of our emunah, u'malchuto beratzon kiblu alehem. Hashem's kingship, with a desire, with a will, we received upon us. And in Tishrei, Rosh Hashanah, that's the day where we crown Hashem, practically. After we set the foundations, the emunah, the recognition, yes, Hashem, you're crowned over me, you're the king. And we start to build the way that the person actually believes in this world practically, and you give the person dat, the mindset to do it all, then he's able to now live in this life and to do everything he needs to do. You crown Hashem. If Hashem is the king over the whole entire world and I'm still alive, that means we're connected. He's giving me power and energy and instruction and everything I need in order to be staying in this world to survive. People taking care of me, people looking out for me. Everything comes together. And when I go out in the world and I know everything I have is coming from Hashem and it's all back for Hashem, it's all to go back more emunah, to increase more emunah, I can go out and work in the world. And this is made up from two different parts. The first part is called sumira, going away from bad. That's what's called tara, nikayon, purifying ourselves. Going away from bad. We all in our lives have done certain things that are bad. They're bad for us, right? Now is not the time to feel blame or shame or anything bad. Just to realize I did things in my life that were not conducive for my growth. And now I want to separate myself from that. I want to su'mira. I want to move away from bad. That's done specifically in, not only, but in the energy of the holidays. When is the time of moving away from bad? Pesach, Sfirat HaOmer. Right? That's the whole entire idea. Pesach, mishchu vikchu, right? Pull your hands away from the Avodah Zarah. Slaughter the sheep that you thought was a god. Eat matzah. Don't eat chametz. Get away from ego. Only eat purity. 49 days, count and fix and purify every single bad part inside of you. The whole entire point there of Nisan and Sivan and Iyar is Sumira. Go away from all of the bad. Leave Egypt. Get out of Egypt. Then you get into Tishrei and the 10 days of Tshuva, Elu, Tishrei, and all of that at Yom Kippur. And on these days, a person is getting purified from the klipot, from the averot, from sins, from things that are covering up their heart, from a recognition in the true reality of Hashem. So that's how we purify ourselves in those times, right? Nisan and Tishrei, we're getting rid of our avodah zarah, all the bad things that we've done, the klipot, the averot, the bad ways we think about the world, all these different things, we're moving away from it. The aseh tov, the second part of this, is doing good. That's to acquire dat, to get true knowledge of Hashem, and to purify and to rectify all 7 of my traits, which is how I'm going to show up in the world, how I'm going to think in the world, how I'm going to feel in the world, how I'm going to act in the world. That I want it to be done all according to the will of Hashem. And that's done on Sfirat HaOmer and Sukkot. Mainly Sfirat HaOmer and Sukkot. That I'm trying to, what does it really mean to be connected to Hashem? What does that really look like? And then after I have the core of recognition of what is Hashem, and I also have the dat that's needed, which I get in Sukkot, meaning to act properly in the world according to the will of Hashem, then we get to the completion of what's called Sha'ar HaYichud, the understanding of the oneness of Hashem, which means to take everything that I'm experiencing in creation, everything that I go through, trips, friends, food, sleeping, anything that happens in my life, how do I connect it back to the Creator? And to feel and to understand that the whole entire creation is not something separate from the Creator at all. All there is here is just Hashem. No matter where I went in the world, right? I was listening to Joey Rosenfeld last night. Hashem, highly recommended for everybody in the world to do that. To listen to Rabbi Joey Rosenfeld, and he was talking about Ashlag Torahs. He says it's not that we don't say Hashem's name in the bathroom because Hashem's not in the bathroom. We don't say Hashem's name in the bathroom because we're not allowed to. Hashem is everywhere. Knowing that now gives me also parameters and limitations to know if Hashem's everywhere, so then that means there's instruction and there's a way to act in front of Hashem everywhere. Like the Mishnah Berurah says in the beginning of Shulchan Aruch. Right? The way you speak with your boys in your house is not the way you speak in the shul in front of a king. And I always ask the question, why does it have to be that way? Why can't you be with your friends and still talk the same way as if the king's there? So on Shavuot and Shmini Atzeret, there's a light that comes down on Am Yisrael of Ashra Elyuna, this supernal light that's coming down on us, and by way of that we understand more Enod Milvado, and we live this truth. We're able to continue to go out into the world in living Enod Milvado. And by way of this, we're able to connect the whole entire creation back to Hashem, to live with Dveikut, complete Dveikut from a place of a deep recognition, an internal deep recognition. Not that I was commanded to keep this holiday and for 3,000 years we've been doing this, right? There's something to that as well. The fact that a lot of Jews show up to synagogue once a year is also a very important thing. That's their neshama can't go a whole cycle around the sun without connecting to Hashem, without showing up. That's also a holy thing. But we want to do it more. We want to be able to have a deeper relationship. And not because I know this is what our people do and I have knowledge of externalities. This is the time where I have to go to shul or I have to show up to the shul 3 times a day. No, I want to go talk to Hashem. I want to be with Hashem. I want to learn more. I want to grow. I want to be connected. Not because it was ever told me that I have to do it. I accept that as well, that Hashem is the king. But He's also my Father, and I want a connection. I want to go spend time with Him. I want to go learn some books. I want to go talk to Him. So the difference between Nisan and Tishrei is that on Nisan it's the Pnimiyut, and Tishrei it's the Chitzoniyut. In Nisan we're working internally, on Tishrei, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, it's all external. The inner aspect of the light of Hashem the pnimiyut, that's the loftier sides, right? It's a much more elevated light from a desire from Hashem that He wants to be revealed in the world. And chitzoniyut, it's a revelation of Hashem's light according to how it can be absorbed by the creations. Meaning on Tishrei the light is revealed, but I only get as much as I can attain, as I can hold. It depends on the person. Just a mashal. Why is one called pnimiyut and one called chitzoniyut? This is a mashal. You have a big rabbi that's giving a shiur to younger children, to younger students. When he starts to reveal his inner aspects as the Rav, meaning his true power in learning, it has nothing to do with the will of the people that are listening to him. Right? A Rebbe, when he starts to teach and he starts to teach from the heart and he lets loose and he starts to go, has nothing to do with the people that are in front of him. That's his desire to reveal. Right? It's nothing to do about, can you understand this or not? No, I have something inside of me that I need to get out. I want to reveal it. But if he gives the shiur to people that are on his level, and he gives the shiur according to the level of the people that are listening, so then that shiur is not expressing what he has inside. It's only on the external level. It's what he's revealing according to the receivers. Getting it? You with it? And a little bit of a different way to explain this. The light that's coming down has nothing to do with the level of the person that's receiving it. It's coming to reveal the light of the Creator into the creation, without really asking or paying attention or relating to the creations, people. Hashem's the inner aspect of everything. Hashem is the only thing that there is. And sometimes Hashem just reveals more Hashem in the world. Not whether you can handle it or not, whether you can tolerate that light or not, it's just coming down. But then once the light comes down, now it goes according to the madriga, the level that the person's on. When that light comes down, and it comes down according to where you are, according to your vessels and how much you can attain it, that light is already called chitzoni, it's already called external. Because there's already now space, limitation to this revelation. And if Hashem is the inner reality of all creation, so anything created is always going to be external. And when it comes to avoda, to practical service of Hashem, pnimiyut is the grasping the light inside my heart in a way that doesn't necessarily get expressed outwardly. And internally, a person can always grasp much deeper ideas that they can externally. Right? Sometimes we have an idea, like we were learning in Torah 21, Likutei Moharan. I get it, but it's still a sgula in my head, I can't repeat it. I get it though, I get what you're saying. But it's pnimiyut, it's so lofty that I can't really say it in words. But I get what you're saying. The second I can put it in words already, I diminished it. It's chitzoni. Now it becomes external. It's extremely important to understand these things. So chitzoniyut, what's that? It's the limited understanding of what I have of that light that can be applied to anybody. And then it gets expressed outwardly in my actions, which are chitzoni, which are external. Every way we just explained it, it's all one. That essentially, the inner aspect is expressing godly lights without including in it the creation, the creature, the person. And chitzoniyut, externality, that means taking that same light and now putting it outwards for others to receive according to their level. When it's still godly, it doesn't get limited. It can be huge, and I can't even speak about it. It's still above me. The second it's able to come out, that's already chitzoniyut. For example, another Rav Kluger said this in a different way in Korban Nafshi. When a tzaddik opens his mouth and he's talking, how much is he not saying? If that's what he's teaching, imagine what he's holding inside. If you're blown away by your Torah, imagine what that person has inside of their head that they're not able to see. What they're not able to say inside, that's called primiyut. What they're saying outside, that's called chitzoniyut. Very important to understand. So on Nisan, we're dealing with the Pnimiyut. A real revelation of Hashem in our world according to how He decides to reveal Himself, which is called Iteruta de La'ela, an arousal from up above. And then Hashem starts to give out chesed and light and reveals Himself, and it has nothing to do with our actions. Right? We hit the 49th gate of Tuma in Egypt, and then Hashem said, alright, Geula now. So externally we weren't deserving at all. So how did that light come down? Hashem decided to reveal Hashem in the world. It has nothing to do with you. You could be the biggest Rasha in the world. When Hashem decides to open up the gates, they're open. And that's what was happening in Nisan. And in Tishrei, it's the Chitzoniyut. The light is coming down according to how much we work, according to how much we yearn. Do you go to Slichot? Do you fast? Do you do what you need to do? And that's iteruta deletata. That's an arousal from down below. And that's the idea of din and mishpat, of justice and judgments. How much are we allowed to receive for the light? How are we not? According to what you were judged in. And for sure, in both of them are found in every aspect of life, right? In Nisan you also have chitzoniyut. Hashem wants to give you light, correct, and it's because He decides to give light. It has nothing to do with you. But how much of that light are you going to get? How much do you want it? How much are you pure? How much are you not? So the fact that Hashem is revealing light now, that has nothing to do with you. But how much of that light are you actually going to get? That has to do with you. And on Tishrei, where the light's coming down, and it's only according to your ability, how pure you are, how much are you yearning for it, how much do you want, how much of a tzaddik were you in the past year versus a rasha, all of that matters. But then there's still a light inside there that's beyond all of that. It's just the Pnimiyut of Hashem. So for sure it's in both, right? But on Pesach, the main thing is the arousal from up above. And we prepare the house, and we clean, and we do mitzvot, and all of that's true. But really, the light that comes out on Pesach is just chesed. It has nothing to do with what we did. It's a gift from Hashem. And the point is to reveal the reality of the Creator in the world. On Tishrei, it starts with iteruta deletata. It starts with our work down here. And by way of our work down here and our desire down here to receive from the Creator, from the Giver, which is the whole entire purpose of everything. So then it comes down according to what we need. So Nisan and Tishrei, there are two parts of the work. So the light of Tishrei arouses the light of Nisan arouses the light of Tishrei. Hashem gave you a big boost. 7 months later, you decide to wake up yourself and to draw down the same thing. The iteruta de le'ela of Pesach, the arousal from above of Pesach, is a huge light. And that causes a person to seek out more light, more godliness. And then the light starts to come down according to the reality of the person, how much they can tolerate, and starts to purify them. When it comes down to avodah, practically speaking, what does this mean for us? That once you are able to absorb a light internally, where you're mafnim the makif comes inside, that means it's going to start to come out in your actions. You'll start to act on it once you actually internalize it. Aklilta pnimit, the inner absorption of an idea, goremet la'asiya ma'asit. It causes practical actions in the world. And even though the action is a lower light, right? Actions are lower than thoughts. There's a benefit to it that it actually is happening. It's happening in the world and it's revealing godliness in the world. So yes, your actions are lower than your mind, but the point is never to stay in the mind. We want it to come out into the world. So the light of Nisan is a truer, deeper light. It's Pnimiyut. And the light of Tishrei is when it comes out practically in the world, to reveal to the whole entire world the Creator, which is the whole purpose of the creation. Lasot lo dira betachtonim, to make Hashem a dwelling place down here in the world. The completion of that is really only in the future, right? When we have a revelation of Pnimiyut from within the Chitzoniyut. That the actions of a person reveal that there's a God in the world. That will happen one day in the future. Zat Hashem. But then, we have to understand that from that we get to Moadin de Rabbanan, the holidays of the rabbis. This is the third group. The idea then is to take all of this emunah and all of this recognition of the oneness of Hashem, the yichud of Hashem, that we got in Nisan and Tishrei, and to bring it into the natural, everyday, how do I look at the world? What's my natural way of looking at the world? Not that I have to, I'm a human being, I like to, eat junk food and do bad things and all of that, and I know there's a God and I try to do holy things. How do we get it that our nature is holy? Like Rav Shimon was talking about here in the morning, that the tzadikim, that they know, I'm about to go on a journey in a car, go to the bathroom, stop drinking water. Why? Don't want to pull over now in a place where I won't have water to wash my hands and this. Don't cause my body to come to a need where it's not the right time and situation for that need. That's a level of training your physical nature to become more holy. That's the idea of all of these holidays now in the winter, of the rabbinical holidays. To take everything we got in Nisan, everything we got in Tishrei, and to make it part of who we are at our core. So that we can act in the world and show up in the world and we do everything in the right way. In your day-to-day life, you'll understand the yichud of Hashem, the oneness of Hashem. Not only in the synagogue, that when you're in your office doing work or you go to school or whatever it is, you're driving and there's a traffic jam, everything is from Hashem. To know Hashem exists in the synagogue or you show up to Rosh Hashanah prayers, okay, it's easy, of course, you're in His house. But this whole entire world is inside Hashem, and we have to understand, no matter where you're going, it's all connected. And this is the light of Chanukah and Purim, that there are miracles that happened while we were underneath the rule of other nations. Other nations were ruling over us, meaning in a time of concealment, where Jews are not powerful, we're not ruling over ourselves, we don't have our own country, we don't have our own power. We have other nations telling us what to do, or you have other forces in your mind not allowing you what to do. Right? That you feel depressed, you feel down, you're not able to do what you have to do. And they're not complete holidays, right? Where we're not allowed to do melacha, or it's like Shabbat. Right? We're allowed to do it. We're allowed to do like it's a weekday, like it's a Yom Chol. Why is it a weekday? Why is it so important that Purim and Chanukah are weekdays and not holidays? Because it's extremely important to know that the yichud of Hashem is also on the weekdays and not just on the holidays. It's on your everyday, day-to-day life, the things that you're most used to doing on a Monday and a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Even when you have a concealment and you don't feel the light of Hashem clearly, like on a Shabbat, like on a Pesach, like on a Shavuot, it's easy to be connected to Hashem on Shabbat. It's there's a higher level of revelation. Sometimes in life, though, there's intensification of all the concealment on us. We don't feel that. We don't have that clarity. The weekdays, the mundane days. Even though that's the case, you hold on with persistence and perseverance to your emunah. You don't bow down. Like Mordechai didn't bow down to Haman. You don't give in. You tell the truth. Everything's just Hashem. I'm living according to Hashem. I want to do what Hashem wants me to do. This is the light of these holidays. To take the light of Nisan and Tishrei, that Hashem loves me beyond everything, and He's the Shoresh of Emunah, and He's the King of the whole entire world, and take that and to put it part of my every single day life. So it doesn't just stay as there's times of light, there's times of holidays. No, I want it to become my nature. I want to live this way. I don't want to have to think, Torah, what's the right thing to do. I want my first initial reaction to be Ratzon Hashem, the will of Hashem. This kind of revelation is the completion of the whole entire creation. That even though there's an Esther Gadol, there's a big concealment, the reality of Hashem is one, and it's clear to a person with complete, decided clarity. And this is the simple way he looks into the world without having to, fight for the thoughts and the emotions to come. And from this we go to a place of emunah that's not only in my mind and in my heart. That it's my feet and my arms and my mouth are living with emunah. My body parts are connected to emunah. And you're able to look inside the world and to see everything here is just the light of Hashem. To feel Hashem mamash, kipshutos, to feel Hashem in everything that you're going through. On this level of emunah, it's not something that's meant to be some lofty idea separated from reality. It's what our natural reaction to this world and outlook in the world is meant to be. So to understand this according to the Sfirot, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Od, Yesod, Malchut, right? The Midot, what are called the Midot. So the holidays start in Nisan. Nisan, right? Our calendar and the Jewish year starts from Nisan. We have a new year, but that's not the beginning of the year. It's the beginning of a cycle. The actual cycle of the year starts in Nisan, and it establishes how the rest of the holidays are going to be. So Pesach and Sfirat HaOmer, mainly what's coming down is what's called the light of Chesed. It's the Koach HaShpa'ah, the power to give, the light of abundance, the light of giving. And it starts to give over what? The reality of Hashem. Reveal the reality of Hashem in this world. And the main aspect of the work on these holidays is to understand the ashpa'ah of Hashem upon us with love and with a desire. Hashem loves us, He wants us, no matter how we acted, no matter what we believed in, Hashem wants to save us and redeem us. And from such a recognition of the abundance of Hashem, so then we merit to get much more love from Hashem towards us and for us towards Hashem. We are able to feel it more because we understand, wow, Hashem, no matter what I do, He's giving me all of this blessing. And in the lights of Tishrei, then the midah of Gvura is coming down into the world, of might, of judgment, meaning to constrict the lights and to limit them so that it shouldn't be too much. Right? On Nisan, we were literally doing Avodah Zarah, and God said, I'm redeeming you, Mashiach Sir. On Tishrei, it's the light of Hashem is coming down. What do we say? Who's going to live? Who's going to die? How much money they're going to have? All of that is decided in Rosh Hashanah. Those are all the limitations. It's all the Gvura. It's all the Tzimtzumim. And the light of Hashem that's being revealed, it's getting reduced. Not the light itself, but the revelation of it gets reduced according to the ability and the tolerance of the person that's meant to get that light. Because without reducing it properly, there's no ability to reveal light. You can't do it. You have to be able to limit it. An infinite light can't be revealed in a finite world without going through some kind of filters to diminish it a little bit, which is called the tzimtzum, constriction. And the outcome of all of those holidays is that you get more yirah, you get more awe of Hashem, more awareness of Hashem. And you start to understand how to stay in your proper place and to serve Hashem from a place of bitul and a recognition of the oneness of Hashem. So also in Nisan and also in Tishrei, at the end we have an atzeret. Right? We have what's called there's this idea of atzeret, of this holiday that ends. It's a separate holiday, but it comes at the end of all of them, and it's in order to reveal the complete yichud. The complete yichud, the highest level of shefa that can come down, abundance that can come down, the highest levels of recognition of Hashem, and that's what's called keter. Keter is the idea of atzeret. So what are the two atzerets that we have? Shmini atzeret is one, right? AKA Simchat Torah here in Eretz Yisrael. And the other one, what's the end of the other holiday? If the beginning is Pesach, what would be the end, that Tzeret? How? Sukkot is 7 days, and then there's Shmini Atzeret, meaning the holiday started, and there's a period of Chol HaMoed, and then there's another holiday. So what would that be in Pesach? No, that's not a holiday, by the way. That's just a meal. Shavuot. The holiday starts at Pesach. All of Sfirat HaOmer is Chol HaMoed, and the Atzeret is the end. When is Keter revealed? When is the Yichud complete? So Shavuot and Simchat Torah is when the complete shefa of the Keter is revealed. But on Shavuot, there's another idea, and that's that Tiferet comes down, which is the completion and the balance of both sides together. Right? That the Chef of the Boreh, Hashem wanted to give me light from Himself, regardless of whether I'm deserving it or not, an arousal from up above. Right? And He wants me to exist down here according to what I can tolerate from my side and the arousal from down below. So there's both sides. And then a person's able to have complete Dveikut and to completely connect to Hashem from a recognition, a proper recognition of the reality of Hashem according to the situation I find myself in. And this is itself is the secret of Keter. That Keter is allowed to and able to include everything inside of it. This is the secret of the Torah as well. That's why on both of these days, like you said, very good, Chazak Baruch, Simchat Torah is one of them, Shavuot is the other one. The giving of the Torah, the completion of the Torah. On that day, you're able to include all of the lights, the fact that Hashem wants to give you, and the fact that you have to keep the Torah in order to receive. Both of those are true on those days. Right? On Shavuot, you stay up all night long in anticipation to receive the Torah. But then the holiday comes, you have no mitzvahs to do. Shavuot night, you stay up all night long. What are you waiting for? Anticipation, but what mitzvah? Shake something, do something, read something. No. The light's coming down. Hashem wants to give you. It's still within the realm of Nisan, of Pnimiyut, of Hashem. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Then you get to Simchat Torah. Simchat Torah, it's all about what are you doing, right? But what do you have to do? Walk around in a circle with the Sefer Torah. You don't even have to do much. Hashem wants to give you. On those 2 days, you see how it comes together. The Keter reveals to you that whether you're doing a lot or not, Hashem wants to give you. But you still have to do. You still have to make it work. Question?
Oh, in Simchas Torah, are we supposed to finish the Torah and start it again?
Correct.
Yeah,
That's not a mitzvah, it's just our minhag. And it wasn't like that in the history of Am Yisrael. It used to be, it takes you 3 years to finish the Torah. They reinstituted that we finish it every year, but they used to read the Torah in a 3-year cycle. So it's definitely not finished and started on Simchat Torah. Because every 3 years they would finish it. Right? So there's no mitzvahs. On both of those days, there's no mitzvahs. Simchat Torah, you have no mitzvah. Dancing with the Torah is not a mitzvah, it's a minhag. And that's why it's the light of Keter, because it's optional. Do you choose to do it? How much are you choosing to dance with the Torah? You don't have to. But if you choose to do that, you'll get much more Torah this year. Because you, again, from your side, are having an arousal. So when it comes to the biblical holidays, we complete Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet, which is the main ways that Hashem brings down Shef into the world. The main way Hashem shows up in the world, love, awe, and Dveikut, and the completion of both. When we receive them, then we start to get the emotions in the heart of love, awe, and Dveikut. Right? So the biblical holidays, what are they giving us? What's called Chagat. Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet. The ability to feel in your heart. And now we get to the rabbinical holidays. Moedei Tishrei, the light is revealed according to how much we can tolerate it. This is meaning the ashkafa, the tfisa, how much does a person grasp in this world of a Jew. And a Jew gets elevated and gets to higher levels and deeper understandings on the holidays. And now, after we got all the foundations in Tishrei and Nisan, now we go into the days of the winter. And the job then is to take all of those lights and all of the things we understood and we downloaded and we got during the holidays, all of those emotions and all of those feelings, to bring it down mamash into actions. Meaning that I'll be able to go out and to live this truth inside my everyday life. So what are the midot that are working on here? That's Netzach, Hod, and Yesod. They take all of the understandings of the midot that came before them, Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet, and they translate them into actions. Chagat, Chesed, Gvura, and Tiferet are explained as the emotions that are pure emotions. They're feelings, emotions in the heart. Netzach, Hod, Yesod are also called midot, but they're called midot ma'asiot. emotions that cause you to do actions, right? Perseverance. So that's going to push you to put. Love doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do anything. When it comes down to perseverance, now we're already talking action. Persevering. It's a verb. Love is much more abstract, much more of an emotion. It's much harder to bring it down. So now that's where we're working from. We want to take all of these understandings that we got in Chagat, in Chesed Gevurah and Tiferet, and we want to translate them now so they should come down. Right? When a person feels love, where is that love revealed? It's love. I feel love. I can't tell you. I can't even start to describe what I'm feeling. But when it comes to the Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, I take that love and I translate it into something that will cause me to do something. For example, you have a Jew that's filled with love to Hashem, right? His heart is on fire. He's madly in love with Hashem. If he walks into the street and all of a sudden he sees a sign that's something against Hashem, the love that he has inside of his heart by itself causes that he has pain seeing such a, let's say it's a poster or something. Poster of something that's not good, Hashem's not approving of. So your heart hurts that you see something like that. But that's it. It stops there. Your heart hurts. Yeah, you saw something painful. But it doesn't, that love that you have inside of you doesn't cause you to do anything. But when a person has netzach, which is about taking the love and translating it into a feeling that will cause me to do something, so then netzach takes that love and translates it, and a person feels, that's what they're doing to my Father in heaven. I can't be quiet. I have to do something. And he takes azud de kedusha, holy brazenness, it's holy chutzpah, and he gets up and he does something, and he tears down the sign off the street, or he says something to a person that's in the middle of doing a sin. That action, that physical action, is done in what's called the midah of malchut, in the realm of malchut. But what was the engine pushing the malchut? It's called netzach. So the love that I felt in my heart, the feeling, the emotion, that was what's called chesed. It's strong. It's expanding all the time. We don't want it to stay in the heart alone. The netzach is not a regular emotion that you're just feeling. It's a type of emotion that causes you to do something. That feeling of, I can't stay quiet while Hashem is being disrespected. That's no longer just love. Love is, I love you, Hashem, and if someone hurts you, if someone says something against you, it hurts me. That's love. The I can't take this, I've got to do something, that's already netzach. That's already it. Now it's coming to an action. It's coming out of me. So these midot of netzach, hod, and yesod, they take the chesed, gevurah, and tiferet, and they translate it again into action. And by way of them, you're able to do something practically in this world in the malchut. So hod is the midah when a person doesn't have the light, special light, a regular light. He feels a constriction. He feels nature. He feels the world. And even though that's the case, he in that situation where I don't feel the love of Hashem, I don't have awe of Hashem, I don't feel like being a good boy and not sinning. In nature, this feels good to do. I want to do it. And the person is completely consumed with the vanity and the nature of this world. And from that place, he says, I admit that there's a truth. I admit that Hashem is behind everything, and everything is really only Hashem. And I want to live Hashem practically. That's hod. Netzach, when a person has people coming against him, people preventing him from connecting, preventing him from feeling love, doesn't feel that the light of Hashem is on him in a special way. He's in a regular situation, and from within that, right, he feels all of the concealment of this world, of nature, of everything coming against him. And from that place, he says, no, Hashem does love me. There is Hashem in the world. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to hold on to my emunah. I'm going to get over everybody coming against me, all of the obstacles, all of the opposition. I'm fighting through it. So Netzach and Hod come out from that the truth is clear to me completely in a way that I see that it's a natural reality. Whether I feel it or not. I feel the love of Hashem or not, don't know, but it's the natural reality is that Hashem loves me, so I have to do what's right. I don't feel it, but I know that that's nature. Like I know that if I drop something from the air, gravity will pull it down. I know Hashem loves me. I don't need to feel it or not. Even within the hardships and the concealments. So on one side, these midot are lower, right? Netzach and Yesod are on the lower levels. Because they're not the root of understanding and awareness. They're the outcome of the previous understanding and awareness that I had. On the other hand, though, they have a certain unique quality that they're able to reveal the truth in the lower places, in the hidden places. They live emunah and they live the light of Hashem when nothing adds up and nothing seems that way. And that's the whole entire point. What was this world created for? This world is a world of concealment. We came here to reveal Hashem. So Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, yeah, they're not my mind, they're not my emotions, they're my actions, it's the lower side of me. But that has the ability to reveal everything that's in my mind and everything that's in my heart in places that are down here, taking out the garbage, showing up to business, a car ride, anything. Those are all within the realm of Malchut, the lowest place. But you have to connect it back in your mind. So in Chanukah, we're mainly rectifying the Midah of Hod. In Shovevim and Tu B'Shvat, we're rectifying the Yesod. And on Purim, we're rectifying Netzach. Malchut, when do we rectify it? The Arizal doesn't say it outright. There's a few different ways we can explain it. The Arizal never explains it outright, how Malchut is rectified. And it could be said that it's not rectified by a specific holiday. It's that all of the lights of all of the holidays bring it to its rectification because she's the one that doesn't have anything of herself. She just takes from above and brings it onto fruition. But there are those that say that Malchut is rectified in Simchat Torah. And there's those that say Shabbat is the holiday that rectifies Malchut. And the completion of it will be in the future on the day that's completely Shabbat. Yom Shekulo Shabbat u'menucha lechaye olamim. Day that's completely Shabbat and rest for all eternity. B'ezrat Hashem, next time we learn, we're going to learn a little bit more in depth. You know what? We're pushing through. Since these, there's just 2 more pages to finish off the whole topic. Since these holidays of Rabbanan are Netzach, Purim, Hod is HaChanukah, Yesod is Tu B'Shvat and Shovevim. So now let's understand a little bit more. What is the job of each one? Netzach, Hod, and Yesod, and what do we do? Every action that we do in this world, there's something that pushed me to do it. Right? And that push is made up of moach, meaning of an understanding, of a certain mochin, an intellect, something that I understood that caused me to move. So there's moach and there's also agasha, feeling, right? The understanding from I know something, and from that I understand. That creates an interest and a connection to that certain idea. Following? And after I understand something and I feel it, now I have argasha ma'asit. I have a emotion or feeling that leads to action. Right? To go do it. I want a house. I want it to look such and such and such. I feel myself there. Now I go and I buy or I build the house. The building of the house, why did it happen? Because I felt a connection to the idea of having a house. So, all of the midot are split up into 3 groups. We said this already, right? But it's called moach, which is chokhmah, bina, and dat, right? Keter, chokhmah, bina, dat. That's the sechel of everything. That's the mind, the intellect, the most purest part of everything. The explanation, the understanding it. The second group is what's called emotions. That's chesed, gvura, and tiferet. That are, again, emotions that are birthed out of an understanding I had in my mind. I hear an annoying noise, and I have an arousal of anger in my heart. Right? If I don't stop it there, then I might act on that anger and punch someone. The goal is to stop it, and the true goal is that from the birth of the annoyance, the second you hear the pen being clicked or whatever it is, from then already you know this is Hashem. And then there's not even anger that comes up in the heart. Whatever is going on in here, in the story you tell here, is going to give birth to the emotion here. And what happens here is going to determine what goes into Netzach Hod Yesod, which means what am I going to do in Malchut? What am I going to do practically in the world? So when we get down to Netzach Hod Yesod, we're already making such clarity, such a true decision that it's going to cause me, that's the dachaf, that's the push that I need to get out. And when a person understands in the mind that they have to do something, but he doesn't feel it, he doesn't feel connected to that thing, everything in him is just I know you have to keep Shabbat. Why? I don't feel connected to Shabbat, but I know I have to do it. So then that kind of knowledge doesn't create any emotion for you. It won't create anything inside of you. And there's a person that his understanding is very strong, and his power to understand is so strong that it gives birth to emotions inside of him, and he feels the thing and he's connected to it. But it's just in his heart. He doesn't feel that he has to do something about it. Right? I know Shabbat is important, I know it is, but in my heart I connect to Shabbat. But to keep it, to actually act in a way that Shabbat matters, not there yet. I feel it in my heart. But then there's a person that has such knowledge, such understanding, and such powerful emotions, so he makes a completely clear decision that it has to be this way, and I have to act on it. It's not enough that I know of it. I have to change everything, and I have to act on it. And this is what causes a person to push and to want to do. For example, 3 brothers are sons of one father. One of the sons knows in his mind that he has to honor his father, but for whatever different reasons, he doesn't feel it. He doesn't feel he should honor. He knows you're meant to respect your dad. I know that as a human being, but I don't feel it. The second brother, he understands that you have to respect his parents, and he also feels it. But the third brother, it's part of him. It's established inside of him. He knows it and he feels it, and he also has to do. So now what happens? You have these 3 brothers, right? One understands but doesn't feel. One understands and feels, and one understands, feels, and does. Someone shows up to their house and starts talking trash about their father. What happens? The first brother, he understands this is not good. He doesn't feel. What does he feel? It's not good. Okay, they're talking bad about me. That's not a good thing. The second brother, he feels pain, but he doesn't feel like he needs to do anything. It's not nice to call, it's not nice to tear down someone's, let's say if someone put a poster, a billboard trashing your father. You paid money, it's not nice to go there now and to pour paint over it. It's not nice. So you take the pain in your heart and you just keep walking. But then there's the third brother, that he understands and feels so much that there's now been established in his heart something that's as if it's been decided. It's determined 100%, and he's going to get over all of the hardships, and he's going to go and he's going to do something for the honor of his father. Shvaya, Chavik, I see your mind working on overload. Trying to figure out where the hardware store is to buy ladders. I know exactly what you're thinking. But you have to go. So what's the job of these 3 midot? The third one is the actions, right? Netzach al Yesod, that's going to bring me to action. Netzach is this perseverance, this akshanut, this stubbornness, that a person makes a decision, I'm going to be victorious. I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to push through, no matter what, at any price. And on the other side, that's the right leg, right? On the other side, you have Hod. Hod checks. Okay, you made the decision that you want to push forward, right? But is it aligned with the truth? Is it aligned with the truth? And it checks, is this action that you're about to do, is it being done according to the truth of Hashem? Will you be successful? Will you really get to the goal that you want to achieve in a pure, proper way? Because that's the job of Hod. The job of Hod is to remind you of the truth, the root truth, and to check that all of your actions are being done according to that root truth. Right? For example, a person wants, they're harming you, or they're doing something in the world that doesn't seem right. At that moment, you have to go inside and you have to admit everything is just Hashem. Deep down, it's all Hashem. Hashem is doing this. So who am I fighting? Who am I fighting? Right? So Hod wants your actions to be aligned with the most inner, deepest truth. Yesod takes all of the midot, right? And all of the decisions that I've made together and processes them and flips it into a recipe or a plan that is practical and applicable and organized. The Yesod then takes that whole thing and gives it over to the Malchut. Meaning all the Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Yesod, Keter, Chochma, Bina, Dat, all of that comes into the Yesod. The Yesod gives each one of it its proper measure, that Chesed can stay Chesed, and Gvura stays Gvura, and Tiferet stays Tiferet. But now I need you all to work together, and that recipe I'm going to give to Malchut, and Malchut's going to bring it out into the world. That's already the revelation, right? Or the receiving of the Shefa and developing of it. What's unique here? That even though their Netzach and Yesod come after I understand and after I feel, they're also able to help me to act when I don't have the feeling and when I lose the feeling. When I'm not able to sense that knowledge or emotion in my heart. I don't have a heart that's bursting on fire with love. I still know how to love. I don't see Hashem enough to have awe of me afraid of sin, and I still don't sin because I know the truth. And I don't see how Hashem shows up right here, but I connect everything back to Hashem because I know that that's the case. And that's why these midot, they only act on things that are completely clear to a person. The thing that I understand strongly or I feel strongly. And it becomes a teva, it becomes like my nature, second nature. And then a person's able to feel that right now, I don't understand. I don't feel. But that doesn't matter. What I don't feel, so God doesn't exist? God, I feel like God is judging me right now and God hates me right now. So that means that's what your feelings mean? That God hates you? That's what it means because you feel that? Can't be. I don't feel Hashem right now and I still do what's right. That's emunah. That's emunah. If Hashem was right here in front of you, you would have no choice to do the right thing or not. The only way you tap into emunah is when it's not clear to you and you still do the same thing. You still do what is the right thing to do. And sometimes these midot act in an even almost completely natural way, as if they're happening by themselves. Many stories, right, of Jews that were pushed to their core, and when it came to the point, religious or not, what came out of their mouth? I'm a Jew. Kill me, I'm a Jew. I'm going to die a Jew. I'm not converting. Right now, brothers and sisters that were sitting in captivity of Hamas for 500 plus days, every single day told, if you convert, I'll just give you more food. I'll give you better conditions. And they spat in their faces and said, I'm not doing it. I'm a Jew. How in the world? That person's not religious. They don't have a strong understanding of God. They don't have strong feeling of God. How do in that situation you come out like a lion and you say, I'm not converting. I could care less about your religion. I'm not buying it. And their life is the worst it could ever be. And it could only get better if they give in. So how is that natural response of a Jew so much emunah? No, I'm not doing it. This is it. This is where it comes from. The most deepest, natural, deep parts of you, that's your netzach od yesod. You know, even in times of confusion, when your mind's not there and you don't feel it and you don't have the clarity, you know what to do because it's rooted inside of you. This is the goal of the whole entire winter. To take what we got in Nisan, the inner lights of Hashem, to take what we did in Tishrei when we revealed Hashem and we yearned and we tried to crown Hashem over the whole entire world externally, and to take that and to flip it to become our essence. That at my core, when things don't add up, how does my body respond? When I don't have the right mind, when I don't feel it, and the girl passes, or the opportunity comes that's really attractive but not kosher, and I don't think right, I don't feel right, I'm easily could be tempted. What's my natural response? So everything we just downloaded in Tishrei and Nisan, now is the time to acquire it, that it becomes our guts. That even when I lose the clarity, I know what's true, and I do what's true. B'ezrat Hashem, b'siyata d'ishmaya, we'll be able to do this.